Love does not fall. The bird and the end of self-pity. A bird falls from a tree and the world does not end. Gravity does what gravity does and the ground receives without opinion. No violin swells, no judge bangs a gavel, no narrator explains the tragedy. Only wind, wing and earth meeting as they always do. Self-pity is a story added after the landing. Nature does not self-narrate. The sparrow does not file a complaint against the branch, the breeze or the sky. It either finds its balance and rises, or it returns to dust without grievance. The drama is imported by a mind that believes it is a separate character in a private movie. Victimhood is the soundtrack that tries to make the ordinary sacred to the ego. It tells the body, "This should not have happened to me," then hires a lawyer made of memory. A Course in Miracles calls this the tiny, mad idea taken seriously, separation mistaken for fact. From that mistake springs guilt, and from guilt springs the wish for sympathy and specialness. But the truth is quieter than guilt and more fearless than sympathy. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. If reality cannot be threatened, the fall cannot touch it. If unreality does not exist, the ego's story about the fall has no author to sustain it. So what is the practice? Look at the fall without a story. Name the facts without adjectives. A movement occurred. A meeting with ground occurred. Sensation arose and passed. Then ask, who is the one adding meaning? When the question is sincere, the courtroom of the mind goes silent. The prosecutor called fear loses his notes. The defense attorney called pride stops rehearsing speeches. The juror, the decision maker, turns toward the light that never needed a verdict. In that light, the bird becomes a mirror. Bodies fall, plans slip, reputations wobble, and nothing true is harmed. What remains is not numbness, but freedom. Freedom from the compulsion to extract payment from the world for imagined injuries. Freedom from the reflex to turn pain into identity. Freedom from making a shrine to the moment something went wrong. The fall is reinterpreted as a classroom bell, not a funeral toll. Class is the end of pretending to be a character at the mercy of scenes. The teacher is the quiet presence within that gives every event a single use, undoing fear. A ceramic cup falls and a crack appears. Self-pity would shout, "I am ruined," and write a biography titled, "Broken Forever." But gold can be poured into the crack, and the vessel becomes a conduit. The cup does not brag about the crack or hide it. It carries water. A feather drops from a branch and does not negotiate with the breeze. It rides. If the ground meets it, the ride ends without grievance. If a current lifts it, the ride continues without boast. A mask slips and strikes the floor. The mirror does not apologize for the sound or demand compensation. It only keeps reflecting what is behind the mask, the face untouched by falling. These are not commands to avoid grief or pretend the body feels nothing. The body will signal and care may be wise. This is not about stoicism, it is about source. Where does meaning come from, fear or love? Fear reads accidents as proofs of isolation. Love reads everything as a new chance to remember what cannot fall. Here is a short field drill for the next plop in life. Pause. Breathe once with attention on the exhale until the shoulders drop 3 millimeters. Name only what is happening in present tense facts, no adjectives, no verdicts. Invite a single question, what is this for? And wait 2 more breaths. Answer with this, to remember peace and extend it right here. Then act simply. Stand if standing is needed. Ask for help if help is wise. Rest if rest is kind. No monologues. No courtroom. No shrine to the fall. The bird has already shown the way. It fell without self-pity because it could not invent a self to pity. The mind can learn the same economy. Drop the surplus story. Keep the fact. Let the fact be reinterpreted by the light that asks for nothing in return. In that light, the ground is not an enemy, but a teacher of stillness. Wings are not guarantees, but symbols of choice. And choice remains even when wings are tired. Choose again, says the Course, a simple, holy instruction that never runs out. Choose the witness that does not panic, perform, or prosecute. Choose the self that cannot fall because it is not a body. Choose the love that does not require an audience or a plot. Then the world of trees and gravity becomes a forgiving classroom. Falls ring the bell. Peace takes attendance. And lesson after lesson ends the same way. Nothing real was harmed, and the rest was only noise. Rod Serling might step out of the shadows to close the scene this way. Tonight's episode featured a small bird, a large sky, and a mind that learned the difference between a landing and a life sentence. Class dismissed, in the neighborhood we call the Twilight of the Ego.